main focus is do some heavy squats, quad focused heavy squats, and then the rest of the leg movements are going to be hamstring focused. It's like RDLs, leg raises, leg curls, stuff like that. And then for shoulders, it's mainly just going to be overhead press and then some lateral raises for this right here. And a little bit of forearms at the end. Hopefully next week we'll be able to capture a chest day. I haven't really been able to do one, or triceps because of my shoulder injury that I'm coming off of. So once that's all healed up, I'll be able to shoot one of those. But let's go ahead and get started on this. All right, I'm mainly gonna be using this as my warm-up today before I go into any heavy leg movements. I do go heavy on this for my 3 sets, but I don't prioritize it because I do like to do RDLs over this movement a lot better. So I kind of use this to get the blood flowing in my legs, stuff like that. All right, I think that was a pretty good warm up. Let's go ahead and move on to overhead press before we get into our squats. So I let my legs recover a little bit from that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do this one for about 8. The goal is to get a 4 by 8 to 12 on these. I'm changing it a little up from the strength-based training I was doing recently, and I want to focus a little more on reps today, especially because I've been switching up my shoulder days a little bit. I used to do them on my bench days, and since I haven't really been benching recently, I changed them to my leg days, so I can pump a little more out of me. But let's go ahead and do this for 8, and then we'll move up from there. All right, I think we're gonna go and put a 10 on there today. Go up from there. The goal is kind of just to get to a weight where I can barely hit that for like 8 to 12. I'm gonna shoot for 12 on the next one. I'm gonna shoot for 20, but if I hit 12, then I'll be good. All right, then we'll give it a few minutes and we're gonna go again with the same weight. That last 2 reps were a little hard on me. All right, I got about 11 on that. We're gonna do one more set of that and then move on to squats. All right, this is my last set. We're gonna shoot to as many as I can on this one. Just kind of burn myself out real quick. All right, I think I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes, rest that off, and then we'll get into squats. All right, we're gonna go ahead and work our way up into a heavy set of 3, and then do a burnout. My knees are feeling a little tight today, so we're gonna take it slowly, see how I go as I get heavier. I am doing a close foot squat right now to focus mainly on the quads over the hamstrings. My hamstrings are kind of where I want them to be at with strength, but my quads are a little lacking right now. So some days I do wide squats, some days I do narrow. Really depends on the mood and how my knees feel. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and pop another plate on there real quick. All right, that's feeling pretty good on my knees. Let's go ahead and put a 25 on there. All right, that felt pretty good. Let's go ahead and put a 35 on there and go for 5 on that too, and then we'll do our burnout. All right. Then we're gonna drop it down to 2 plates and go ahead and do my burnout, then move on to the next thing. All right. The goal on this is we're gonna go for 20. Absolute failure on this one. I want to fail that last rep to really make my legs burn. I mean, I'm gonna aim for 100. I always aim for 100 on everything, but 20 is the realistic goal here. All right, I think I got around 15. I think I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes and then go ahead and move on to the next thing. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do some heavy RDLs. I'm gonna do about 4 sets of 12, but just the same way, no warm up or anything. That squat, you know, those leg curls warmed my quads pretty well and my hamstrings, so I should just be able to jump to a working set. This gym's only got about 75 pounds, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. I can't get any higher than that other than, you know, Smith machine, but I'm not really feeling like that today. All right, so with this one, I'm just gonna be doing some basic forearm movements for this side, and then for the other side, we're just gonna stand there and kind of go like this to hit this side of the forearm. Goal's just 4 sets of 20, nothing major. I'm just gonna do the full stack. I usually like to load some extra weight on, but this gym's got these little protectors here, so I can't do that. So we just gotta deal with what we got here. All right, we're gonna do about 2 more sets with those. I'm thinking I'm only gonna do about a minute between each one. Now I really like hitting these two because, like I said, they kind of give me confidence around everything with like benching and stuff like that, having a little more, you know, thickness on my forearm. because I've got pretty long arms, so that bench feels a little harder for me, especially if I don't have size on my forearms and only in my like bicep areas. It feels like I'm a little weaker up here, which messes with the stability a little bit. But I mean, overall, they make you look good in bigger clothes too. It makes you look like you lift. You know, it's not like you have huge arms and huge chest and back, but if you're training your forearms, you don't do anything that hits your forearms. They're tiny, right? All right, we're gonna go ahead and do about 2 more sets of these. They'll move on to the other head, the forearms. All right, this is my last set for this. I'm gonna try to get a really good squeeze on these ones too, but my forearms are already starting to lock up a little when I come back here, so. All right, we're gonna go move on to the top now. So for these, I'll stand up with this bar and I'll just hold it and I'll go like this. And I squeeze at the top right here. And that gives me a nice little pump going on right here in my forehead. So I make sure, I don't have uneven forearm muscles. With these, I typically like to start with this down here. I go ahead and put that all the way to the floor because, like I said, it's just kind of a movement motion like this. And when you get up here, you squeeze about here. I also don't go that heavy on these. I try to go about around 40 to 50 pounds. Nothing major because I'm trying to, pump out about 15, 20 reps on these, not 12. Because I found out for myself, my forearms grew better when I started doing about 4 sets of 20 compared to 4 sets of 12. Because you hit your 12th mark, right? You're tired, but you're not really struggling right there. You're not struggling until you hit that 15th mark, and then those last four reps are what are like really burning you out and growing that muscle. Like you're shaking, you're feeling a burn right here, you're cramping up a little. I'd say those are about the ones I want to do. All right, let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna do like 4 sets, 12, 20, 15, 20 actually. My rule with this is if I can't hit 15, I gotta lower the weight, right? It's more of a high rep exercise. All right. With these two, I like to wait about a minute between each one. I don't want to wait too long because I really like to get that burning feeling. My forearms get a really nasty pump. If I wait too long, it wears off in that resting period for me. It just doesn't feel right. But I'm not gonna lie though. If you do these, you're probably gonna cramp up for the next few hours after you're done with them. Like there's never been a time where I got home and like 5 hours later, I'm trying to put on a different shirt or something and my forearms cramp up, or I'm holding something and my thumb comes in and cramps. But that's how I know I'm doing it right. I want that feeling of, I push so hard that my muscles are cramping kind of, or they're really sore. If I don't feel sore, I'm not having cramping, I don't think I pushed myself to what I really could be doing. All right, let's go ahead and do this set real quick, and then we got 2 left, and then we're gonna stretch and get out of here. I'm hoping to be able to film a chest day next week. Be able to hit it pain-free. That'd be pretty nice to not have any, more issues in my shoulders. I have gotten it looked at by a doctor, and everything seems to be good. Just a little bit of rounding in the forehead after the injury, but I'm excited for that. I think chest days are one of my favorite days because I get to really push myself on those days. Legs and back are kind of just like, I like them. I don't hate them, but they're definitely not my favorite day. I'll tell you that. So I'm hoping I can get one of those next week. All right, let's go ahead and do this set real quick. My forearms are still feeling pretty loose. I want to make sure I'm burning them out real quick. All right, we got about one more set. Like I said, we'll go ahead and stretch after that, and then we'll cut to the post-workout meal. I think I've already talked about what I eat post-workout, but thought I'd show it to you guys. All right, let's go ahead and do this final set here, and then we'll move on. All right, let's go ahead and cut to that post-workout meal. Okay, I just got back from the gym, and we're gonna be looking at real quick what I like to eat for lunch. So today I'm doing ground beef and beans. As you can see, very appetizing looking. There's a little bit of taco seasoning there for some flavor. The beans are unseasoned. They just came out of a can. I also throw in some spinach on the side and put a little salad dressing on there. It kind of, helps with the flavor a little bit on the side. You eat a little bit of beans and rice, and then, or beans and ground beef. Rice is for later, actually, tonight. And you go ahead and eat this on the side, and that helps a lot. But I'm gonna go ahead and eat that, and then probably go back and do some cardio later to come burn a little bit of that off. And then for the next day, I think we're gonna go ahead and do a chest day, but I'll see you guys then.